This podcast is meant to inform, entertain, and occasionally stir the pot in a good way. The opinions expressed are our own, shaped by personal experience and thoughtful research. They may not reflect everyone's views, and we may even offend you. We're just a couple of humans doing our best to advocate, educate, and elevate, one episode at a time. Yours truly, The Bark. P.S. Please don't sue us.
All right. Well, hi, Candy. Welcome back.
Welcome back to you too.
How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Yeah? How's your little pup doing who's dressed
She's-
like
Like she's ready for winter.
that's sure. Yeah.
Yes.
Tell us about her.
Okay, so this is Piper, and Piper is a pretty good girl. She can be naughty at times, but she's a pretty darn good girl. When I say naughty, she's just very tenacious and has a little attitude and everything.
Oh, okay. And then
but-
she gets we were talking about this earlier.
Oh, yeah.
She gets a middle name
Yes.
thrown around when she's not good.
Anytime the dogs or even the nieces and nephews are misbehaving, we tend to give the Marie middle name. So like that, when your mom calls you by your full
Oh,
name.
yeah, full
yes.
name.
So,
Yeah.
but since I can't remember everybody's middle name, they all get Marie's. So it will be Piper Marie.
So
or-
that's the reason for the same middle. It's
Yes.
just really lack of you remembering everyone's
and the
middle
dogs
name.
don't typically come with middle names, but once
Yeah.
you
No, nowadays, are you joking?
I know.
Oh my gosh,
Snuffle-
people are
snuffle lupus,
sniffle lupus. That sounds like a disease. The third.
Yes. the third.
Yeah, and so in case you're not watching, there is an adorable pup
Yes.
named Piper here who's just kind of sniffing around the set, and we brought her because in today's episode of The Bark, we are inching towards Christmas.
Yes.
And
It'll-
man,
It'll be here before we know it.
yeah, as soon as the 70-degree weather fades away. And my favorite time of year in Tennessee, because this is where you see a tailgate party of people giving out puppies in parking lots.
Oh gosh, I thought you were gonna say the leaves changing color, but you're right.
No.
Tis the season. for
No,
Christmas.
I love Christmas.
Yeah.
I hate the Christmas puppies.
Yes, Christmas puppies are all abound. You'll see posters everywhere. You'll see Craigslist ads of, oh, there'll be 8 weeks right before Christmas, kind of thing.
Yeah. So Piper is here. Remind me. So Piper
Yes,
is
she's old. Piper's 2 years old.
Okay.
Piper's here because we're doing this holiday episode, and one thing that I wanted to bring up is Piper's going to come down with me to visit family over the holidays. She's going to get adopted. My
Aw.
aunt is actually interested in her. But another way that people can help in the rescue world is through transport. So even
Yep.
if she weren't my foster, even if she wasn't going to one of my family members, if you're going on a long trip and you have a little bit of space in your car, you can contact local rescues, or there's transport groups. You can even look up transport on Facebook to find the transport
Mhm.
groups. And let's say you're going up to Idaho or Chicago or Wisconsin, it doesn't matter. You can connect with these transport groups and see if any dogs are being adopted and need some transport.
Yeah,
they can come
absolutely.
along the way with you. Hi.
Yeah. And I will say, because I always like to bring us back down to what we're experiencing, but, we can't transport our way out of a situation, and transport's a great option, but it's a
Right.
Band-Aid.
It's a Band-Aid, but also it kind of serves a purpose because, for example, I'm going to take healers.
Yep.
Somehow we end up with a lot of healers in the Middle Tennessee area, even West Tennessee.
Yeah.
And there aren't a lot of people interested in healers out
Yeah.
this way. But I will tell you, we get a lot of interest in Knoxville and North Carolina. So yeah, so that the transport can fill a need when it comes to certain breeds. especially.
Interesting. And do you think in those areas they're not breeding enough of that type of dog, though,
I
that
don't.
need them? Because I just wonder, what does that do? Does that take up a spot of a dog in that area that then needs a home? Do you know what I mean?
Healers are in the shelters, but they're not as much as pitties.
Yeah.
So they're good at rehoming, but I certainly post any healer that I get into any
Yeah.
rescue. I post them in North Carolina. And
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't
Well,
know.
it's a good, hey, you know
Yeah.
your market.
Y-
So
exa-
that's good.
It is just like marketing
Yeah.
anything. You
Yeah.
have to know who's interested in what, where, how, But the key here is we don't have somebody to hop in a car all the time
Right.
and take a dog from Middle Tennessee or even
Right.
West Tennessee all the way to North Carolina.
Yeah.
And a transport would cost about $200 to
Yeah.
do that. Rescues don't have an additional, when they're just charging like 200, 250 for their adoption fee, they don't have $200 to spend on transport
Yeah.
plus vetting plus anything else, food, anything else that comes up. So
Yeah.
it's really helpful, even if it's onesie twosie occasions, that we have volunteers to help with
Yeah.
transport.
Yeah. Absolutely.
There are people who are routine transporters. So I used to transport. It was almost every Saturday,
Wow.
and I would either go an hour and a half west or an hour and a half east, to Cookeville, and drop dogs. And then the next person would take the next leg, and we would get dogs in these segments. We would get them transported. It could be again from West Tennessee, from Memphis, all the way to North Carolina, Virginia, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
And it's really helpful if people can take those legs
Yeah.
even if it's
Yeah.
every once in a while, it
It all
helps.
kind of adds up. No, I
Yes.
totally get
Yeah.
that.
But
So
it
she'll
makes
be transported.
right. But it makes more sense if you're going to a final destination where the dog is going anyway,
Oh, yeah.
you
Yeah, for
know,
sure.
might as well
I'm
throw.
just saying, I want people to understand, like,
Oh
we
yeah.
can't just we keep creating transports and rescues.
Right.
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 Okay. So I want to, before we go totally like down a rabbit hole, I forgot I was going to do a really fun trivia round with you because we
Oh,
haven't done this in a while.
we
And I
haven't.
feel like, gosh, the last time we did it was when we first started recording. And just in the spirit of the holidays and Christmas,
Yes.
now, Candy, you do not know the questions I'm going to ask you,
No?
nor the answers.
Oh.
Fantastic. Okay, so I'm going to ask you some questions. And it'll just be some good learning for everyone. All right. So, question one: dogs can be attracted to. Oh, this is true or false? Sorry.
Okay.
Okay, dogs can be attracted to snow globes because some imported versions contain glycerin, which smells slightly sweet to them.
Well, that makes sense. So I'm the glycerin smelling sweet. Yes, that makes sense. So I'm gonna say true.
Oh yeah, that's
Okay.
true. Wow,
Oh
good
wow.
for you. I was like, really?
What's your
And some may contain toxic antifreeze as well. So just
oh
something to be mindful of. So in
if I
case,
remember correctly, glycerin is in antifreeze, and it's what makes antifreeze taste sweet, and that's
how
why
do you know that antifreeze is sweet?
because they started in when I was
This
younger.
explains so much, Candy.
Yeah. Back in my day, they started putting something else in the antifreeze to make it taste bad
Yeah,
because kids were accidentally getting into it, and so were dogs. Like if somebody was putting antifreeze in their car and they spilled some on the side
yeah.
on the
They were like, this is great.
a dog would walk by, lick it up, and then, it was dangerous, or kids would get into the containers or whatnot. So yeah, not
Oh, wow,
yeah.
fascinating.
Yeah.
The only glycerin I was thinking of is
The
in
song.
National
Oh.
Lampoon's where he blows up, what is he, like, blows up, like, the sewer because it's, like, nitroglycerin. No,
Oh.
I think I'm mixing up scenes. I don't know. Listen, my head's sorry. Guys, I kinda have a brain fog today. Anyways, it just reminded me of that movie. Um, okay, question number 2. True or false again. Dogs can get mild electrical burns in their mouth, even from unplugged Christmas light cords.
Oh, that one's tricky. I don't feel like they can from unplugged cords, but I'm gonna say true.
Oh, it's false.
Oh, it's false. Okay.
I mean, which does not mean let your dogs chew on your
No.
cords, but only plugged in cords pose a burn risk, though chewing unplugged cords is still dangerous, obviously.
Yes. I have seen dogs that bite into a cord. I actually had a foster who bit into a cord, and yeah,
Oh,
she was okay, fortunately. But I've seen pictures of other dogs where you can see the burn on their mouth. So
oh.
even without Christmas around and lights and whatnot, be careful with those cords.
Yeah.
There are these things that you can put around your cords. I forget what they're called, but you can find them online or whatnot. But they protect the cords and they protect the dog.
Oh, okay.
If you have a chewer or
All
puppy
right.
that's learning, so
Noted.
yeah.
Okay, so the poinsettia is the holiday plant most toxic to dogs.
Oh man, I'm not good with plants. and
Oh,
I'm
me either.
oh, okay.
I Googled this
But I
stuff.
know the poinsettia is one of the Christmas plants, and I know that they're toxic to cats. I want to say that they are also toxic. Yes, I'm going with true.
Okay, it's false. I was gonna let you make your way through that journey on your own though. There are others more toxic, including mistletoe,
Oh,
holly, and amaryllis, which
okay.
I don't even know what amaryllis is, if I'm being honest.
I
I
don't know.
thought it was a city in Texas, but that's Amarillo. So, okay, two more. Which holiday food is this is multiple choice? Which holiday food is the most dangerous for dogs due to multiple toxic ingredients that are often present together? A, candy canes, B, cheesecake,
Mm.
C, fruitcake, D, mashed potatoes, which isn't a holiday food now that I'm thinking about it. But
Um, ooh, I'm hoping it's the fruitcake.
it is the fruitcake. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
All
okay.
right. Yeah. Which, like, people don't, you know what? The fruitcake is coming back. It's making a comeback. I
Oh,
swear to God, in the stores, they have
yeah.
like
Yeah.
specific
Why? I
shelves for
bet you it's from 10
fruitcake.
years ago,
Yeah,
though.
everything's coming back. Oh, like the actual
The
fruitcake is
actual,
from.
because they say it doesn't expire, right?
Yeah, they probably had it frozen
Oh, yeah.
for like 15 years. Okay, last question.
Okay.
This is also multiple choice. What is the most common reason that dogs get burned during winter holidays? A, touching hot cookie sheets. B, sitting too close to space heaters or
Mm.
fireplaces. C, eating hot food off the counter. Or D, drinking hot chocolate spills.
Man, there's two similar the hot I feel like the hot trays is it, like jumping up to grab a hot tray.
It's not. So
Oh.
it's sitting too close to space heaters or fireplaces.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. That makes
Which,
sense
yeah,
too.
it totally makes sense.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's all. All being said, we're trying to just keep this, you know, educational, entertaining,
Yes.
Christmas spirited. So I guess we can
Some Christmas
dive.
knowledge, some holiday
Yes.
knowledge.
So
Yeah.
we have so much to talk about because,
Yes.
yes.
This is the puppy
This
episode.
is the peppy episode that we're gonna tell you why you shouldn't just drive by and pick up Christmas puppies out of the car. Piper is not happy at someone.
She is she's very vocal. So she to tell me that she has to go outside,
Oh, is that what's
she
happening?
will pounce on her front paws
Okay.
and growl. Like she'll do like a little play growl.
Oh,
So you wanna take us
oh.
off?
And now she wants her butt scratched. Well, okay, I'll get us started. All right, I'll take us off. Um, yeah, so what we really want to talk about today, we talked about just all of it's Christmas time. Everyone thinks, so there's a few things we're going to talk about, but everyone wants to buy their children puppies for Christmas and it
Yep.
looks so
Yep.
adorable. And in Tennessee, it's really easy to, drive by a parking lot where people you see a sign that says honestly even free puppies. At this time of year though, they're probably selling them.
Yeah.
And
Sometimes they'll
then
put up that sign that says free puppies, and then when you walk up,
yes, that's to
they
keep the cops away. Or the cut, not the cut, or you think it's
I
just to
think
lure you in?
I think it's to lure you in.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Well, it also I know they do that on Craigslist and other websites because they ban the sell of those, which you would never
Yes.
know.
Yes,
But
on Facebook, they're according to their community rules,
mm-hmm.
they're not you're not allowed to sell. You're allowed to rehome. Rescues are allowed to
Yeah. So
rehome.
they'll be like, I have 12 puppies and
Yeah.
I'm charging a rehoming fee of each one
Yeah.
for $700.
Yes. So,
I'm like, no, you're selling puppies. Like, let's call a
yes.
spade a spade.
Right. Right.
Anyway, so yeah, we want to talk about that and the responsible do's and don'ts of, getting an animal for someone for
Right.
Christmas. And Candy, all right, you want to kick us off because I feel like you are driving this
Yeah, I'm a
boat
little I'm a
ship,
smidge
steering the ship.
passionate about this topic.
You are.
So while it sounds great to get a puppy at Christmas, it's a really complicated topic. So here's some do's and don'ts. I would say don't buy a puppy or dog from the side of the road. I know it might look like it was an oopsie litter, or it might look like it was they found the puppies or something like that. But often they do ask you for money. Often it is a ruse, and it's just going to encourage them to go back and make more puppies and do
Mhm.
this over and over again. And we just don't need any more dogs or cats in our
Mhm.
population, not when we're putting down hundreds of thousands each
Mm.
year. I forget the statistics. I think we are putting down I can't remember if it's more than 1 million each year. I don't think
I
so.
don't
I
know.
think it's like 300,000 cats and 600,000 dogs is the number. So while we're putting down that many pets, we don't need to be making more. So I'm
Mhm.
going to give an example. Think about the holiday parties that we're going to go to. A
Mhm.
lot of times when you go to a holiday party, you're going to bring something. If we're tasked with
Bring a
bringing,
dog.
yeah, don't
That's
bring,
where I
don't
thought
bring,
you were going with
no,
that.
no, no. If you're tasked with bringing, let's say, 2 dozen cookies for the
Mhm.
party, and at home, you like to bake. You've already baked a bunch of cookies. You've got 4 dozen in the cupboard.
Yeah.
Why would you bake more cookies for this party? Wouldn't you just grab some out of the cupboard and take those?
Yeah.
That's kind of the same thing that we're talking about with cats and dogs and the
Mhm.
cat and dog overpopulation. Like, don't make more. We have plenty
Yeah.
already.
But candy, what if I'm the person driving by, not even planning on getting a dog, but candy, look how many they have. Where are they going to go if I don't take it?
That person on the side of the road
Mhm.
or in a parking lot or on Craigslist, they have options. They can take those dogs to a shelter or a rescue. They can find alternate help. The problem with taking a dog off the side of the road is you're also putting your family and your dogs at risk. I had
Mhm.
this happen a few years ago. I was with a rescue and we get a call about a little puppy, cute little puppy. The puppy's name was Sully,
Yeah.
and they saw the puppy on Craigslist. This was here in the central Nashville area. And the dog was advertised as being in Nashville, but when they called, the dog was actually like an hour away. I think it was like almost 2 hours. I think it was in Crossville or something. I'd have to go back to my notes. But it was 2 hours away. They talked to the lady. The lady, she kind of got swindled. They drove out
Mhm.
the 2 hours.
Ugh.
And when the people met them at a gas station, you don't want to buy a puppy at a gas station or at a store. If you really want a quality dog, you're going to be allowed to go to where that dog was raised,
Mhm.
be it a shelter, the foster home, um, and maybe not the foster home because these are fosters and they have kids. They're not wanting to welcome everybody to their home.
Mhm.
That can be a little tricky. But shelters, if it's a breeder, if you're a commercial breeder, that's the risk that you take
Mhm.
on by having people come to your home, pay a lot of money. They want to see where the dog was raised because they want to understand the temperament. And we talked about this several episodes ago.
But I
Um,
want to circle back because what I'm trying to say is
yeah,
like I said, if I'm driving by and I see, well, Kitty, what's going to happen to these dogs?
right.
Like,
Don't worry about
yes,
it.
in a way.
D-
Okay, yes. Well, yes, obviously we'd all like to say that.
yeah,
But because that person who has the dogs, you said, oh, well, it's on them. They could find a rescue or a
right.
shelter, blah, blah, blah. What I'm trying to constantly bring attention to is that
Yeah,
that's not it's not that easy when there's a wait list for a shelter, and that's why
right.
animals are being dumped. So I'm
It
just saying,
it
like, the
is.
people with the animals are tugging on the heartstrings.
Yeah, it is that easy because a lot of times, again, this is a ruse.
Yeah.
That person can be, if you contact a rescue and say, I need you to take 6 puppies, it's not that easy. You're
Yeah.
absolutely right. If you call a
Yeah.
shelter and say, I need you to take 6 puppies, you're right.
Yeah.
There is a rescue in near downtown Nashville that specializes in puppies.
Yeah.
They will in particular take puppies. Um,
But
the
you're right.
but here's the thing. If you call a rescue and say, I sincerely have an oopsie litter.
Mhm.
I can't keep all of these dogs. I can hold on to them and take care of them while you find them homes.
Yep.
That rescue can work
Right.
with you.
Right.
Give the rescue options. It was your oopsie.
Right.
Help them take care of it.
Right. But to your point, which and I'm glad you said it just so directly, it's not your what did you say?
It's
Just
not your
ignore it. It's not your problem. Like, but don't might I know it's so hard, and we've talked about this before, but it's like if there are going to be there's going to be
people
loss,
who
there's going to be
right.
catastrophic like casualties, so to speak, but you have to close you have to close, like,
The bleed.
stop the leak.
Yeah.
But if you're constantly just taking the dogs when people have oopsies, when they're
Right.
breeding irresponsibly, it's like you just said, it tells that person, "Well, I found a home for that litter, I can do it again."
Right. They're
So
not learning the lesson and they're profiting from it a lot of times. The other
yes,
thing that you
yes.
can do is if you want to stop and you want to find out more, good
Mhm.
on you.
Yeah.
Stop and ask them what's going on. Ask if you can help. Can I connect you to a rescue?
Yes.
If they cannot keep the dogs for whatever reason, let's say their landlord is ticked off that all of a sudden there's 6 puppies, so on and so
Yeah.
forth. Can you foster?
Mhm.
Can you take a few of them and say, okay, I'll take a few. Don't pay the person.
Yeah.
I'll take a few and I'm going to contact a rescue and foster and get these ones
Yeah.
adopted. Let's keep in touch because if I get one of mine adopted, I'll take another one from you and help you
Yep.
some more.
Yeah.
So,
But it's facilitating, no, I like what you said. It's facilitating, like, a respectful conversation, because that is kind of what, like, Lost Saving Paws, I feel like that is what makes
yeah,
us different, is that we approach it with curiosity, not condemnation. Like, we
right.
can't just go into a situation assuming. Like, that happened to me last year when I stopped at a parking lot, and this guy had, I think he was giving away puppies, and I stopped and he's like, "It's my neighbor. He won't stop breeding. Yeah, I found
Mm,
them." Like, he was trying, and that's when I tried to connect him with a rescue. And I will say too, we have on our website, if you're looking for something to even leave behind with these people, we have on our website, lostsavingpaws.org/resources, a printable sheet
right.
that says, that asks you, "Are you breeding responsibly?" Just so that you can leave that behind, honestly, with someone you see. Like, "Here, just
Yeah,
to let you know, I know this was an oopsie litter, but, like, here's where we're at with the animal crisis."
right.
You know.
And let me just say, as when we're going to talk about health
Mhm.
here, but if somebody does not want to spay or neuter their dog, one
Mhm.
thing to warn about is there's something called pyometria that a dog at any age can get, and it's an infection in the uterus. The older the dog gets, the more heats they go through, they are more likely to get pyometria. And it's not just an infection that can be treated with antibiotics. It requires an emergency spay. It is very
Oh.
painful.
Oh.
So that is, if you're not going to get your dog spayed sooner, you're going to have to get it spayed later, and it's going to be much more costly. I saw a story yesterday online. I'm part of some vet groups on Facebook, and I saw where the person was trying to treat the pyometra with antibiotics, and she was asking the vet group, well, it's not going away, and they're like, no, you have to do the emergency spay. She's like, oh,
Wow.
that's what our vet was talking about. They were going to charge us $1,800 to do this emergency spay. So get it done while it's less costly before you end up.
And that's when, I'm sorry, how is that caused again?
It's just something that develops,
Okay.
but the older the dog gets, the more heats they
Oh,
go through,
gotcha.
it
Okay.
it's more, I've just seen it popping up in older dog. I've seen it pop up in young dogs, even under a year old, where
Mm,
it's just like, oh my, it just happens,
right.
But I think the more heats you go through, the more likely it's to
Okay.
happen because the dog is getting older. Our bodies don't process things as well as we age,
Yeah.
so dogs and humans, I'm feeling that comment. So it's something to be aware of. And then also dogs age out of surgeries just like humans. After a certain age and certain health conditions, like my aunt who's adopting Piper, um, her dog is older now and he has a messed up knee. They can't do surgery because he would not
Mm,
survive the anesthesia.
mhm.
Uh, um, Depending on health, I think around 8 years old, vets stop recommending any unnecessary procedures, depending on the health and so on and so forth. So you have to be careful with that. So that's why if your dog is under 8 years old, get them. If they're approaching 8 years old,
Yeah.
get them in there now
Yeah.
before you get to the stage where they can't just have the safe surgery or before it turns into an emergency.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
that makes sense.
yeah.
Yeah.
I want to go back to what we were talking about earlier about don't pay for these dogs on the side of the road because it incentivizes the people who are selling them.
Mhm.
I I hate to say this, but when people can't sell all their puppies,
Mhm.
sometimes their outcome is not lovely. The outcome of the
Yes,
puppy is
and
not lovely.
that's kind of where I was going with that, and that's why I meant there's gonna be
There's going to be fallout no matter what.
yes,
So just do the
yes.
best that you can. Don't take it on. You're not the one who's doing the wrong deed here.
Mhm.
Help however you can.
Yeah.
And then move on. I will also say when puppies are not sold, they get rid of them in not so great ways. I can't even imagine what those are and get into. I know that we've found some cases, puppies dumped in tubs on the side of the road,
Mhm.
puppies dumped in boxes, puppies dumped in dumpsters.
Mhm.
We had that I think last year here in Tennessee. Somebody dumped a bunch of
They're
dogs.
drowned,
There
they're
all
I've
kinds of
yeah,
things.
uh-huh.
Don't take that on. Focus on what you can help
Yeah.
and move forward. The other thing is a lot of times they will just take a dog out to the country and dump them.
Mhm.
That is inhumane. People think, oh, it's an animal, it'll survive. That's not true. These are
Mhm.
domesticated animals. They don't know how to hunt. A dog, you will see a dog become emaciated within a week
Mm.
because they haven't eaten all week. They don't know where to find food. If they find water, there are different germs and
Mhm.
bacteria that can get in their system and make it even
Oh,
worse.
yeah.
So I would just say there's going to be fallout,
Yes,
but
yes.
try not to encourage
But
the situation.
there will be less fallout if we confront this now.
Right. And if we make it clear to these people, go, even if you're not trying to profit, go get
Mhm.
your dog fixed
Yeah.
and stop doing the silliness of having these oopsie
Yeah.
litters.
Yeah.
That way, we make it inconvenient enough for them where they
Mhm.
find a solution,
Right, right.
right?
Yep.
So, going back to what we were talking about earlier, we said whoever has the puppies, take them to a rescue.
Yeah.
On the other end of that, when it comes to adopting, people think, well, the dog on the side of the road is only $100. The rescue wants to charge me 250.
You get what you pay for, folks.
You get what you I love it. You get what you pay for. When you get a dog from a rescue, um it comes to you vaccinated and fixed.
Mhm.
Or if it's not age appropriate or medically appropriate at the time, they can make arrangements to get the dog fixed later, so on and so forth. There is a law here in the state of Tennessee. Any rescue or shelter, any rehoming, what are they called? Humane Society, any of those groups, by law, are required to have the dog spayed or neutered within 30 days of adoption
Mhm.
or within 30 days of the dog being age appropriate for spay neuter.
Yep.
So let's say I adopt out a 10-week-old puppy. We want to try not to spay or neuter that dog until they're like 6 months old.
Yeah.
So I am going to adopt that puppy to you. I'm going to stay in touch with you, and 6 months later, we're going to make sure that that puppy gets spayed or
Mhm.
neutered.
Yep.
Rescues do it in different ways. Either they might say, bring it back to my vet and we'll cover the cost,
Mhm.
but spay neuter is pricey and they can't, if you live a little bit further away and you can't come back to my vet, or there's different situations. Sometimes what the rescue does is it's in the contract that the dog has to be spayed or neutered within a certain time.
Yeah.
And what they'll do is they might not pay for the whole procedure, but they'll give you a rebate.
Yeah.
So they might charge you a little bit more for the puppy
Yeah.
up front, but when you give me that proof of spay neuter, I'm going to send you that $100 or
Yeah.
whatever that
It's just
deposit
more
was.
responsible. That's what I
Yes.
mean, going that route.
Yes.
100%.
Right. The dogs on the side of the road, and this is where the story of Sully comes in. The dogs on the side of the road are not necessarily vaccinated,
Mhm.
not spayed, neutered, so on and so forth. So the story with Sully is somebody called us and said, hey, I saw this dog on Craigslist in the Middle Tennessee area. And when we called and spoke with them, the dog was actually out in Crossville or whatever it was.
Mhm.
They drove out, they met at a gas station. They said the dog did not look great. It smelled bad. It smelled like not only could you tell that it kind of smelled bad, but somebody tried to cover up the smell with perfume.
Oh God.
And they felt so bad. They just gave the people the money
See, yeah,
and took, yeah,
and at that point,
$160 for this puppy, right? And
mhm.
they were told that the puppy was AKC blah blah blah.
Mhm.
Okay. They drive off with the puppy, they drive back the 2 hours, they go home. The AKC paperwork is the AKC paperwork to fill out
The application
the
to
application.
People, I've
Empty.
heard that happen a lot.
Yes, empty
Uh-huh.
application. They get home, the puppy's cute and playful for a few days, and then all of a sudden it gets kind of listless.
Mm.
They rush it to the vet, and it turns out puppy has parvo.
Oh gosh.
And when they're telling me this, we had received this email, but I called them and I'm talking to them about their email. And what they're doing is they're asking the rescue to investigate and go after these people. I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't go after somebody that you met in a parking lot.
Yeah.
You don't have a driver's license number. You don't.
Yeah.
Well, we have the phone number.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's not up to the rescues to really investigate that stuff,
Yeah.
although we can initiate the help from police and you try when you can.
Yeah.
But this situation, there
I'd
was
want to say trafficking probably takes the top
yes,
of the cake. And
cops
then
have other things. If we had all the
more
detail,
information,
right?
100%. Yeah.
If it was my neighbor, I could be like,
Yeah.
"Hey, you guys need to be aware of this.
Yeah.
Get animal control involved." And sure, but this was so out of bounds. And anyway, I'm on the phone with them. They're filling in the detail for me about the email, and basically, they bring this puppy home. The puppy they find out has parvo. Well, parvo spreads very easily. The
Humans can get it too.
oh, I we can
Or not wait, what wait, is it
no,
parvo?
I
Not
don't.
parvo. There's something that
Yeah, that human
with
there.
people with compromised immune system. I thought it was parvo. Okay.
Um,
We'll
there
pretend I didn't
is
say that.
okay. So I don't
I'll
think
just
humans
fact
can
check
get
that.
parvo, but um, it
I'm a graphic
stays.
designer.
It stays in the soil. So even if you clean your home, first of
Yeah.
all, you have to clean with some heavy duty stuff because it stays. It stays wherever it's at.
Yeah.
It will stay in your soil. So if that dog used the bathroom outside, it's in your soil now for years, from what I understand.
Ugh. Yeah.
So anyway, the puppy is home, puppy's sick, puppy goes to vet. Then they realize the vet tells them, you got to bring your two dogs, your two adult
Oh
dogs
my
in as
gosh.
well because they started getting sick too.
Oh.
So
This is all from the dog from the gas station parking
this is
lot.
the dog.
Just
So
wanna
the
okay.
$160 dog
Mhm.
that was
The
not
perfume dog.
vaccinated,
Yep.
did obviously not vaccinated for parvo, did not have didn't have the proof of the other vaccinations,
Yeah.
blah, 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 goes from costing them $160 to costing them thousands of dollars because
Mhm.
parvo treatment costs thousands of dollars. And the puppy died.
Oh.
The puppy died.
Good Lord.
You know, they treated the puppy. The puppy got lively that night,
Yeah. Oh.
which sometimes
That
will
always happen.
happen,
Yeah, I
and
feel like that
then
happens
the
a lot.
puppy did not survive.
Yeah.
And when I'm talking to them in their email, they complained about the people who sold the dog because they were saying that they called them and told them what had happened. And they said, well, we don't have any more of the puppies left, so it's a non-issue. Then they had a friend call the same people and say, hey, I'm interested in a puppy. And they said, oh, yeah, we have puppies.
Oh.
Okay. So that's why they were calling us, and we tried to call and, kind of figure things out. They didn't answer the Craigslist ad by the time we were pulled in,
Mhm.
was pulled down and everything. But that just goes to show you the shenanigans that go on behind the scenes that these
Yeah.
people are pulling, the shenanigans that are in your face with having, you just think that you're bringing home this sweet little puppy, and look how it blew up. And when they sent the email, they were talking about the transaction side of things. I'm looking at these cute little pictures of this puppy with grandpa, one in the bed sleeping,
Oh, yeah.
and then I realized that the picture of the puppy in the bed, the puppy was gone. It was gone. It did not survive, and it just broke my heart, But
Oh.
that is how that one
Yeah.
you think you're getting one thing,
Yeah.
and you're not. When you go to a
Yeah.
rescue, yes, you're paying more money. You're paying $250, but what you
Yeah.
don't have to turn around and do is go to the vet and spend 100 or so. Is she growling?
Yeah.
Oh,
But
she's
her tail's
growling.
wagging. I think she's fine.
He's you're fine. You're fine. So for those of you who can't see, I think Piper's afraid of the camera.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How
I am too,
funny.
Piper. I get it.
Yeah. Do you also growl?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I could.
Anywho, going back, you think that you're getting a low cost dog on the side of the road, but in reality, that's not how it works out.
Mhm.
Puppies need several cycles of vaccines as they're growing up. Let me see. Sorry, I'm looking at my notes here. um, three, four. There's like 4 cycles before the 1 year mark, and there's different vaccines and whatnot. I think they counted 9 vaccines. Some are optional, some are not.
Okay.
And then there's 2 preventatives. You want your preventatives for ticks. That way the
Mm,
dog does not get, what is the tick?
Lyme disease.
Lyme disease.
Yeah,
And
it's
then you
so
want
bad
your
here.
heartworm prevention so that the dog does not get heartworms. So, she's so funny. She's
She going outside?
no, she's just watching. She's just seeing. Anywho, when you adopt the dog from the rescue, they're going to come with those vaccinations.
Mm,
And then depending on the age and everything, possibly with the preventatives. So that $250, you're not paying for, I'm going to take Sully's example. You're not paying $160 and then having to go to the vet and pay for an exam,
Oh, yeah.
pay for all the vaccinations, da 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 da.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it is worth it to go through a rescue. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes Piper's here. She was a return because her she has a lot of attitude. Piper's mom had
returned.
mobility issues and they were on a walk. Piper saw a squirrel or a cat. I can't remember. She saw something. I don't even
Yeah,
think that mom saw what it was. And Piper pulled her down, and we
Mm.
realized it was not a good match.
Mm-hmm.
But Piper, despite her growling, is a very good dog, and she just it wasn't a match. So the rescue takes the dog back, finds another home that's
Yeah.
more appropriate, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So that's where you also have this support system from your rescue,
Yeah.
from a really
Yeah.
good rescue. I would say I'm going to chime into some of the things that you've brought up, Megan. Check out the rescue. There are some rescues who you can find on Yelp
Yep.
or Google reviews.
Yeah.
Look at those reviews.
Yeah.
Not all of them are on there. Some of them are on Facebook. Sometimes you can find reviews on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Try to see. If you're not sure, ask for a reference from an
Yeah.
adopter. Of course, they're going to give you an adopter that had a good experience.
Yeah.
But sometimes adopters will not have a great experience, but they don't say anything.
Yeah.
So even if a rescue hands you over to a good reference, that reference might say, yeah, I love my dog. I am happy I
Yeah.
adopted, but here's
Yeah.
maybe what I didn't like. I used to work with a rescue where the main lady, her attitude was a big problem.
Yeah.
And while I was with that rescue, I had several adopters who I'm still in touch with, and they would tell me, I will still adopt the dog, but I don't want to deal with that person.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
happens. It
And they're not,
happens.
yeah, the reason why, it's not, from a place of cynicism. It's just that because we have so many animals and because rescues are essentially, they're unregulated. We don't have,
Right.
laws with regulations in place to make sure they're honorably like upholding everything they're
Right.
promising. So it's just important to vet them. And we do
Yes.
see like not just in Tennessee, but a lot of other places who I had someone in Arizona reach out to me being like, hey, do you have laws about rescues
Right.
here? Because in Arizona, it's a huge problem. And, we see them often turning into hoarding situations or someone who's essentially rescuing a lot of dogs
Right.
before they know it.
Or
They have
sometimes it's
15 dogs and they're in ovens.
right. Yes. Not the oven's not on.
The oven's
But
off, but I
yeah,
will constantly refer back to
that
that.
picture, that was astonishing.
Literally puppy popping out of the oven.
Yes, yes. So,
Sorry.
I think what you're more describing, yes, rescues can go rogue.
Yes.
There are also people who think they are rescuing and they
Yes.
want to turn into a rescue.
True.
They don't become certified, is that the right word? As a nonprofit.
Right, right.
They don't become educated about what the rules are. They're
Right.
just like, I'm going to take in dogs and help them. And before you
Yes.
know it, this is not a true rescue,
Yep.
but it's a person who has just amassed a ton of dogs.
You're right though. Yeah. I want to quickly go back just
Mhm.
so humans can get parvo,
Oh, they
but it's a
can.
different type of parvo.
Oh, but can they get
So
it from the dog?
no,
Oh.
no. There's canine parvo, which is different than the one the human gets.
There's also a canine COVID that is different from human COVID.
Even if you're watching, you could hear my
Yes.
you could hear my eyes roll. Sorry.
Okay. Let's talk about the illnesses for a minute though, because
What are we talking about?
let's talk about the illnesses.
Sure.
Because there are
Sounds
some
uplifting.
recommended vaccinations,
Mhm.
oh my gosh, absolutely do this. And then there's some optional. So of course, parvo and distemper are the get them. Absolutely get them. They're passing around. Like I said, it can be in the dirt. So if you
Mhm.
take the dog on a walk in your neighborhood and the neighbor's dog had parvo or distemper, both of these can obviously lead to death. They've been widespread because of the dog overpopulation, and these um, germs,
Mhm.
viruses, staying where they're at,
Mhm.
even in soil. It sits there, and the next dog that comes along,
Yeah.
dog parks, this, and that, yeah.
Well, and if you're letting literally on my way here to record this podcast, I saw a dog in the middle of a busy road.
Right.
And I'm like, and it had, I couldn't, I stopped enough to make sure he got out of the road and then he went
Yeah.
up some area I couldn't chase him at. And I was like, well,
Yeah.
I pray he makes it back to his house. But I brought that up because even, get them vaccinated because if you let your dog out, if your dog tends
Yes.
to roam, if your
Yes.
dog, mine occasionally jumps the fence. I'm always there to grab her, but she has done it. But it's just you're at risk from other dogs,
Yeah.
right? I mean, so it's just yeah, it's
Yeah.
just something to be mindful of.
Yeah. So, December parvovirus are a
Mhm.
definite. Talk to your vet, of course. This is all talk to your vet stuff. But adenovirus, there's a DHPP that includes the distemper and parvovirus, but it also comes along with adenovirus, or also dog hepatitis, is what it
Oh,
is.
is that what that stands for?
DHPP. So
I
it's
never knew that.
distemper, hepatitis, parainfluenza, and parvovirus. So if you can
Oh.
get that one, you might as well, even though the parainfluenza, it's like the dog flu.
Do you say parrot like the
Pa-
bird?
para,
Oh.
like a paraprofessional.
Oh, okay. I'm like,
So
wait a minute.
parainfluenza. I mean, so they definitely recommend the parainfluenza. Um, and the these are so difficult to say,
I'm
adenovirus.
gonna make you say them all again,
Yes.
so
There is, I guess there's a parainfluenza and an influenza. The influenza is optional, so
yeah,
it's like dog
flu shot,
flu.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Lep Leptospirosis. I think I actually did that.
Good job.
Leptospirosis comes from dirty water, but it can also come from um, animals like squirrels, deer. I have deer in my front yard almost every day around this time. Yes,
Oh,
Piper's
that's
learning not to bark at
nice.
them. She did a great job. She did a great job. Yes, you did a great job
Man, I'm just
yesterday.
thinking one of my dogs has literally eaten squirrel. And I'm like,
Yeah,
man, I wonder if her lepto is up to date.
right,
I
right.
hope
So
so.
lepto is a optional one, but because these animals can come into our backyards,
Yeah.
especially if I'm gonna walk Piper in my front yard or around there where I know the deer are passing through.
Yeah.
We've got squirrels. So lepto, I think, comes from dirty water, but it can also be tracked through by these
Mhm.
animals. So that's an optional one. The Bordetella is also optional.
Yeah.
That one is important if you're going to board your dog. That's
Right.
another one that passes through like a little common cold or whatnot. But if you're going to board your dog, take it to a dog park, play dates, things like that, you do want those. You want to go see
Come
Megan?
here.
Go say hi.
Come here, baby. She's like, nope.
So
I'm gonna get closer to you, mom.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, she likes
It's
to sit
hard to
on me.
get. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah. Bordetella, if you're not going to take your dog anywhere, if it's not going to go to doggy daycare or it's not
Mhm.
going to go to boarding or anything like that,
Yeah.
you can,
My groomer requires it, I think.
yes. So anything like that,
Yeah.
grooming, I think that it can be skipped. It is on the optional list,
Yeah.
but if you're at the vet,
Yeah.
and even if you're gonna walk your dog and your
Yeah.
dog's gonna pass other dogs, you never know.
And I'm not gonna lie, like I go to a private vet, but I did have a friend just tell me she's been going to Tractor Supply to get
Yeah, I would talk to
her basic
yeah.
vaccinations.
I would talk to your vet about that
Yeah.
because sometimes there's concern that when those vaccinations are going from being delivered, when they're being transported and they're delivered to the store,
Mhm.
you have employees that might not understand that has to go back in the fridge right
Oh,
away.
interesting. Okay.
So I would talk to your vet. I
Huh.
mean, I would love to talk to Tractor Supply and be like, how good
Yeah,
is
but
your
also,
process?
do you think your vet would I mean, well, I guess only if you go to a scammy vet would they because they want it's competition.
Right. Could they
So,
just say that? Right. I don't
yeah.
know. That's why I'm
Yeah.
saying I would love to talk to Tractor Supply
Yeah.
about what their process is and da da da. I don't know.
Yeah. No, that's a
So
great point though.
I just say, yeah, talk to your vet, but also there are some vets that are farm vets. They're like, yeah, go up the street.
Yeah.
They might say that. I
Yeah.
don't know. So go talk to them about that. I would say for sure. There was something else I was going to bring up, and I cannot remember what it was.
It's probably another
Oh, I was
disease.
going to say sometimes these people selling the dogs on the side of the road will say, "Oh, I vaccinated through Tractor Supply." Here's something to know about that process. When you get the medication from Tractor Supply, and rescues can order medication and vaccinate themselves, some of them,
Okay.
you have to go to the vet for rabies. Rabies is another, not optional. It's required. I think in all 50 states, the rabies vaccine is required and it has to be administered by a
Mhm.
vet. When people say, "Oh, I vaccinated this puppy," there's no way that they can do it themselves when it comes to rabies.
Mhm.
The other thing is that Tractor Supply or these other places where you can purchase the vaccines, they come with those little stickers
Yep.
that give you the serial number, the lot number of that vaccine. You make sure.
Mm.
And if you're buying one puppy, ask them to see the records for the other puppies, because what's to
Right.
say they don't buy one pack
Right.
and put it
Use
on a
that
sheet of
for all of
paper
them.
and say, "Oh, I'm going
Mhm.
to keep the original, but I'll give you a
Yeah.
copy." But they are using that one batch
Yeah.
to say, "Oh, all these puppies are
Oh, yeah.
vaccinated." So,
Yeah.
yeah,
No, that's good that's
yeah,
good information.
yeah.
Wow, that's
Mm.
great. So really make sure you buy all your puppies from Cars this Christmas.
No.
I'm just joking. Don't do
Let
that.
let's
Totally
talk
kidding.
about getting puppies to begin with.
Okay, yeah, because behaviorally, I think this is
Ah,
a yeah. Did
there
everyone hear Candy's
yeah.
eyes roll into the back of her head there?
I will be honest, I'm gonna get so much flack for this. I don't like fostering puppies. I work a full-time job.
Yeah, that's why would you get Wha
It's like a land.
but that actually makes you more admirable, I think. You're like, "I don't like doing this, but I'm gonna do it because it's helping."
Oh, yeah, I mean, twist my arm. "Candy, will you take this puppy? We have no place to put it."
You
Ay,
should
ay,
not put
ay.
that out there for people to hear.
But a few weeks later, I'm
Here's her
calling.
cell phone number.
Right. A few weeks later, Megan, I'm calling you saying, "Oh my gosh, I'm losing my mind.
Yeah, it's because
I
you have 19
can't."
dogs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I can take on 4 or 5 dogs and I'm fine. One puppy and I'm like, "I should never foster again,"
Oh, I see what you're saying,
Yeah.
puppy. See, that's the problem. I refer to every dog as a puppy,
I
but
know.
now I know you're talking about like
Yeah.
a real puppy.
Yeah. I will see
Like a legit
a
puppy.
legit puppy. I will see an
Yeah.
8-year-old Great Dane. I'm like, "Oh,
Yeah.
a puppy." Yes, I
Yeah,
get
I
it.
get
But
it.
I'm talking about a true
Oh, yeah,
puppy.
no.
I will tell
No.
you right now,
No.
most puppies are land piranhas. So just put it in
Land
that mind.
piranhas.
Yes, they're grabbing everything and chewing everything.
Oh, yeah.
They're
Peeing on
yes, they're
everything.
not potty trained. So
Yep.
let's talk through
Yeah.
that
Let's
whole.
talk through it.
So,
Let's do it.
yeah,
Reality check.
I
Let's give a
have
big fat reality check.
yes, I have sneakers at home that don't have shoelaces,
Okay.
because I had to watch a pack of, I want to say it was like 8 little puppies just overnight one day, until they went to their rescue.
Okay.
And I was walking in the backyard and I would take a step and they would latch onto my shoelaces.
Yeah.
And then I would clear that foot off and take a step and they're latched onto the other shoe, to the point where just walking across the yard, they tore up the
Yeah.
shoelaces were gone.
Yeah.
So I now, like you can see at my house, I now have shoes with no shoelaces.
Yeah.
And when I have to replace those, I'm going to find another set of sneakers with no shoelaces,
Yeah.
because even in that
The
moment,
puppies.
puppies,
Yeah.
you get them
Uh-huh.
settled somewhere, you get them
Yeah.
cleaned up, fed, settled somewhere, you turn around and they're chewing your coffee table.
Mhm.
I have a coffee table that had, a little chew mark, and we got rid of it because I was like, there's no reason to have a coffee table in the dog room. But yes, end tables. I have secondhand end tables in my dog room because I will be sitting there doing something and I look over and I'm like, what is that sound? And there's a dog with its mouth around the leg of the
Yeah.
table. And I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, stop it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Puppies are a lot.
puppies are a lot.
Uh-huh.
Then there's the potty training part you mentioned earlier.
Uh-huh.
I think I talked about this in another post. There was somebody online saying, I've got to rehome this 8-week-old puppy. Potty training is not going well.
8 weeks?
8 weeks. And I had to,
Oh my gosh, get a goldfish.
yes, okay. So I very kindly, because we have to do things with kindness or else people lock us out, right?
Right.
So I very kindly said, and I think I sent them the link to, I think it was the American Veterinarians Association website, where it said a dog can really truly only start to control their bladder with reason around that 12 to 16 week mark.
Yeah.
So let's go back to the scenario where most people who want a puppy at Christmas, little baby 8-week-old puppy, there's a lot of people who are like, oh, I just had a baby. It's either I want it for Christmas or I'm having a baby and I want them to be around the same age so they can grow up together.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Which to me, I'm like, oh my gosh, you're not going to be getting sleep from that baby.
Yeah, stop watching movies, guys.
Yeah.
That's my first line of advice.
Yes. Babies vomiting, diapers, getting into things, all this stuff. And
Yeah.
then you have this puppy who's in the same boat. And people think, I'll get it at 8 weeks and I'll train it. No, you have another 4 to 8 weeks of puppy cannot control their bladder. If you get them at 8 weeks and they can't reasonably start to control their bladder until 12 to 16 weeks,
Right.
that's 2 months
Yeah.
of, I just took puppy outside. We walk inside and puppy piddled on the carpet or
Wow.
pooped on the carpet
Yeah.
or this or I would have to change the baby's diaper. Dog is chewing on my cabinet
Yeah.
or my end table or my
Wow.
it's insanity
Huh.
that I know it's a cute idea. But the problem is also dogs grow up so much faster.
Mm-hmm.
By the time your dog
Yeah.
is 7, 8, 9 months, they're a teenager.
Yeah.
A year old, they're teenagers.
Yeah.
So the timeline doesn't match up anyway.
Right. That's a really excellent point.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's cute. Foster a puppy, maybe. Foster
Yep.
a puppy before you buy one.
Yeah.
And then you can say, okay, I'm glad I'm fostering. Can't wait for this dog to get adopted because I can't handle all this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what I would say is just be careful because you're tasking yourself with so much
Yes.
all at one time.
And just remember how difficult it is to rehome an animal
Yeah.
right now, too. It's just because I do, I'm not going to lie. I had this conversation with someone recently who she's in the rescue world as well, but we were talking about surrendering. I don't even remember, but I was like, listen, some people have to surrender their animals. And she's like, yeah, but rarely. And I was like, no, it happens. Like I felt myself get defensive because I'm like, I'm like, you don't know these situations some people are in.
Yeah.
When I was younger, like I've had to surrender before and I did everything I could
Right.
at that point in my
Right.
life to avoid it. But
What if you're gung-ho, I'm not going to ever surrender my dog and I have an older dog, but I'm going to have my babies. And it's not going to stop me from having my babies. But what happens when you have a baby and that baby's allergic to the dog? Then what do you do?
oh, okay.
Piper.
Piper.
Piper. He's playing with you. Piper's a little, come here.
Rambunctious.
Well, she's a little fearful of men until she warms up to them. Although she's in love with my husband, that
happens a lot.
I think he's learned enough about dogs that he has this really good dog energy now.
Okay, dog energy.
So yeah, and so go say hi.
She's like, no.
Ma'am, go say hi. Yeah, go say hi. Anyway, she's not trusting today.
But yeah, you're surrendering. Like, what
sorry.
if you have this other scenario where, like you were saying, you have this older dog who What were you
Oh,
saying?
then you get to the point in your life where you have a child. Let's say it's
Yeah.
your second child. Let's say it's your third child, and
Yeah.
that child is allergic.
Oh, yeah,
Then
yeah.
what do you
There
do?
are yeah.
Yeah.
I just the amount I don't know. We could that's like a whole nother
We
episode. I
also
just
had
get a little
somebody
defensive
in the
about it.
rescue that I partner with. His mom rehomed his dog. He was an adult, but his mom rehomed his dog because he got cancer. What do you do?
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know?
There we cannot judge.
Yeah.
That's why
Yeah.
we ask questions and we
Yep.
educate. So I wanted to talk about, I don't want to cut you off. Are
Yeah.
you
No, no.
okay? So I wanted to talk about this story that I read about that happened in November of 2020.
Mhm.
Marley's story, because
Yes.
Marley was this golden doodle. I don't know where it was, truthfully, but Marley was this golden doodle that was bought from a breeder.
Right.
For a very young child for Christmas, right? And it was like the hypoallergenic dog. They gave it to the child for Christmas. Um, and it sounds like there was definitely a lack of oversight or supervision from the parents who bought the dog. So the dog was treated more like a rag doll, it was
Yeah.
said, where the kid would just like pull and tug. And this dog was a puppy. And the article when I read about it, it described this play as abuse, honestly.
Right.
The animal was kind of being tortured and the parents weren't doing anything about it.
Right.
And additionally, like if you have a golden doodle, there are certain breeds that just require a level of grooming.
Mhm.
This dog was not groomed properly and
Right.
the hair was constantly matted, which we've talked about is
It's
painful
painful to the
for a
dog.
dog,
Yes.
if you're not keeping up with that.
Right.
So when this dog Marley got older and the child had continued to torture it, tug on it, all this stuff, um, Marley was big enough to protect himself and finally bit the kid
Mm.
out of protection. And then the parents, cried aggression. They surrendered the dog, saying, oh, he's just an aggressive dog, and brought it to a shelter. Like totally mislabeled. Like that was so taken out of
Yeah.
context, right? And so, yeah. So just this dog that was this pup born, brought
Cute
into this
little.
household for
Yeah.
Christmas, and the parents had it sounds like took no responsibility for that. The child didn't know how to treat an animal, was then ended up in a shelter. And then, so someone had finally adopted him. I think someone was fostering to adopt, and this guy wrote a huge, I didn't, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but there is
Right.
something that I took away from the guy who ultimately ended up rescuing him. And he said, he's like, I brought him to a trainer just to make sure there was no
Right.
aggression. They're like, no, this dog is not aggressive.
Right.
Um,
He's gonna defend himself if he needs to.
exactly. And that's what was happening. And so, but this guy who again ultimately ended up adopting the dog said, and this is just something to keep in mind. A dog is not the responsibility of children. A dog, any dog, is not to be left unattended with children. A puppy or a new dog is not a therapy dog. A therapy dog is a therapy
Right.
dog. It takes years of expensive training to turn a dog into a therapy dog.
Mm-hmm.
You don't buy them from some donkey selling designer puppies out of their backyard.
Oh my god.
A dog is not an impulse.
Can I start saying donkey instead of Joe Schmo?
Sure. Yeah, why not? Let's do it.
I love
If you want a non-shedding dog, be prepared to take care of that hair. If you
Yes.
want a German Shepherd, be prepared for all the training required. If you want a Dalmatian, be prepared to deal with the stubborn pain in the ass.
Oh my gosh.
But it's just we're trying. You said it, Candy, in one of our very early episodes, like dogs have in each breed, they are designed, they're born with these traits that you are now trying to take out of them.
And we
That
can't. We can't. It's
no.
like asking Andre Agassi never to play tennis ever again.
Yeah.
I had a sports
That was
reference.
that was good.
Yeah.
I sorry, I should be more excited about that.
Yeah.
Good job. Tennis. Like
Yeah.
really?
Yes. So, is that like not a true sport? Is that what
No,
you're
it
saying?
is. No, it is. It is.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's okay.
But yeah, so I just that story was just it was a good reminder, and I think we didn't really touch on. I know we talk about rescue a ton, but also A lot of shelters now are doing they are offering foster. Like, a lot of shelters have a foster to adopt around the holidays,
Yes. Yeah.
which is the perfect way. I'm trying to talk my sister and her family into
Yes.
doing this because it's just the perfect way to see if a dog is a good fit for your home.
Yes.
And their question to me was, "Well, well, we don't want anyone what if we don't want anyone else to adopt it? What if we get
You tell the
attached?"
rescue.
I said,
You tell the rescue.
"You adopt the dog
Yeah.
then." And
Yeah.
she's like, "We can do that?" I was like,
Yes.
"That is the way this works."
So many people do foster to adopt. And let me give a few tips here. Foster to adopt are great. They are great, especially around the holidays, because your foster needs to go visit their family too. So if you're staying home
Yeah,
and you're thinking about a foster to
that's a great
adopt,
point.
do it.
Yeah.
Now, just do it with the understanding that on day 2, if you decide you're not going to adopt the dog, that doesn't mean call the rescue and say, "Oh, you need to take the dog back now."
Yeah.
I understand that foster might be away visiting family, so you just need to keep the dog
Yep.
and accommodate.
Yep.
For that's the agreement. So,
I
try.
will also say,
Mhm.
it is important to note though, like the 3-day, 3-week, 3-month,
Yes.
you're not going to get a full idea of who that dog is if
Uh,
you're fostering it for like 4
week.
days or
Right,
something. Yeah.
exactly.
So just there's a balance.
Yes, there is a 3-day, 3-week, 3-month rule of decompression of where a dog,
Yes.
we're aliens to dogs.
Yes.
We're picking them up in our spaceship and we're taking them to our planet. And they're like, "Are you going to eat me? Are
You're
you
going to pick my poop up? This is
Right,
cool.
right. Why are you hoarding my poop?" These aliens are really weird. So that's why you have to give them time. I have a dog currently that has met 7 other dogs in my home, fosters, and he was great with all of them, except now that he's gotten comfortable, now he seems to be dog aggressive. Now,
Ooh.
he's still fine with the dogs that he met in the home, but if I try to introduce a new dog,
Mhm.
he wants to attack.
Yeah.
That didn't happen until weeks into my home.
Yeah.
So that's why it's like, do not give up on a dog after a few days. They might be, whatever behavior they're exhibiting, they might just be nervous,
Yep.
scared,
Yep.
unfamiliar. Right now, Piper is giving growls to the guys behind the scenes here. But I tell you, if I had given them, I should have given them these treats. If I had given them these treats, they would be BFFs by now.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Take a look in the mirror. Say,
Yes.
am I setting this dog up for success
Yes.
too?
Yes.
You know?
And if you do this foster to adopt, it also shows you with such impact why you shouldn't just go get a dog.
Yeah.
Because what happens when you get that dog and then 4 days later, you're like, "I can't handle this."
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'll also say, going back to our conversation about getting a puppy to grow up with your baby,
Mm-hmm.
get a dog that is a few years old. That way you know what behaviors are ingrained in
Yeah,
that
that's
dog.
a great
Piper
point.
Piper does not like kids. When kids get even the dogs,
Yeah.
she will be the little mommy and
Mhm.
regulate their behavior. And if they get too rambunctious,
Oh, yeah.
she'll go kind of like a herding breed. She'll go nip,
Yep.
and you don't want that with your
Yep.
kid. So get a dog that's a few years old that their behavior, they're calmer.
Yep.
My adult fosters, not my puppies, I can potty train in a week or 2. Solid.
We've talked about this, and I can't wait to give you my dog.
Yep, we're going to do it.
Literally peed on the carpet again yesterday. I was like, are
Oh.
you friggin' kidding
Is it because
me?
it's raining and she didn't want to go outside?
No, I think it's a me problem.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm not doing something. I'm not
lot
rewarding
of
her enough. She's
times-
also just a jerk.
Yeah, a lot of times the behaviors of dogs, sometimes they are me problems.
Oh, it is. It's
Yeah.
me. Like, I did not invest. You heard it here, folks. Like, I did not invest enough time and energy into this girl.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm just going to
Two-
buy a carpet cleaner. It's fine.
2 weeks and we can have her
Okay, it's great.
figured out.
Okay.
So
I'm going to like bring her to record one day.
Let's do
It's
it.
just
Let's do
gonna be
it.
The worst idea ever.
I'm
I'm going to put the Adopt Me bandana on her. I'm just joking. I'm just kidding.
Okay, so let's
Okay, we need to like wind. I know we need
Yeah,
to wind
we're
down.
on time, so.
Yeah. So let's talk about all the things that can kill dogs.
Okay, so what we wanted to
Relate
say
as they relate to the
Yeah.
holidays.
Yeah. So what we wanted to say for the holidays, maybe not a puppy.
Yes.
Older dogs are the jam.
Yeah.
Okay. They're you already see their temperament, you see
Yep.
their behaviors. They're easier to train.
Yes.
Puppies are not focused. Their
Yes.
brains are all over the place. You're like, "Hey, sit," and they're like, "I
Yes.
want to run. I
Yes.
want to roll. I want to."
Yes.
They have to teeth. That's
Okay.
painful to them, just like a baby.
All right. We need. Okay.
Potty training. But
Yes.
So
Don't take them out of cars either.
Don't take them out of cars. Don't take them off Craigslist, so on and so forth. All right. So
Yes.
holidays, since we're doing a holiday segment, let's move on to how to keep your pets safe over the holidays.
Yes.
So
we kind of went over in the trivia the plants that are.
poinsettias
Yep.
can cause upset
Oh,
stomach.
poinsettia. Is that how you say
Poinsettias.
it?
How did you say it?
Sedia? I don't know.
I'm not the one to ask.
I'm not the one. I kill
Oh.
cactus. So
Okay.
Okay.
Mistletoe and holly can lead to nausea, lethargy, or even heart problems. Lilies are extremely toxic to cats and can cause kidney failure. Amaryllis causes drooling, vomiting, and abdominal pain.
Oh.
Christmas tree needles and the water from the Christmas tree.
That's another thing I've heard. Yep, I read about that too.
Yeah, can irritate the stomach,
Mhm.
and the water can have harmful preservatives.
Yes.
I don't know why, but
Well, a lot of people add like tree stuff to their water to like keep it alive longer. So
Oh.
it could. I'm wondering if it's
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Unless you buy an organic Christmas tree and then there's no preservatives. Do we have organic Christmas trees yet?
I don't know.
That's just a joke. I don't know.
Who are you
Oh
asking?
yeah. Candy's not the person to ask about Christmas trees. All right, so let's talk about foods.
Let's talk about foods. All right. The typical chocolate is toxic to dogs and cats, and chocolate, at least in dogs, I'm not sure about cats. At a certain level, it causes crazy diarrhea.
Yes.
So
yeah,
you don't want that all over your house.
No.
Wrap up
On the
that
ceiling.
chocolate, keep it high, keep it in the fridge or wherever you need to keep it. Grapes and raisins can cause kidney failure.
Like a small amount. I mean, the
Yeah.
smallest of raisin.
Yeah.
Like one raisin for like a 60-pound dog can cause.
Talk to your vet about those.
Yeah.
Onions and garlic damage red blood cells. I actually talked to your vet about all of these. Cooked bones splinter easily
That's a
and
good
can
one.
cause internal damage. My
Mhm.
grandmother kept wanting to give my dogs the bones after animals.
Yeah.
And she's from the Dominican Republic. She's like, oh, the dogs in the Dominican Republic, they eat anything. And it was
These dogs on the street eat them.
it was a constant fight until I told her, okay, you give the dog the bone, but you give me your credit card. Because when I have to rush my dog,
Ooh.
so if there's anybody in
That's
your house
interesting.
being irritating, you tell them, sure, you want to give my dog the bone.
Yeah.
Hand me your credit card. And
Yeah.
if I have to rush the dog to the vet,
Yeah.
your card is the one that we're going to use to
Oh, I
crack
like
my
that.
dog open and get that bone out.
That's smart. All right. I like
All right.
that. It's a good exchange.
Yeah. All right. Fatty foods, a risk of pancreatitis. I think this is also a risk in humans, but I kind of.
I mean, our fatty food's good for anyone.
Right. So maybe just a little bit. Xylitol in sugar-free treats.
Oh.
So I know you're enjoying those treats, that fruitcake, that whatever, but xylitol is like a glycerin, it's a sweetener.
That's in sugar-free? They put that in sugar-free stuff?
And it is toxic to animals. We had a foster recently that, was sharing her snack with her dog. And I was like, it was licorice. And I was like, no. Licorice especially is a no-no.
Yeah.
She only gave a little bit. I don't think she knew. I don't think she meant anything by it. But we're just talking about these things because you might not mean anything by it. But if you are with friends and even if they're feeding their own dogs and they don't know, just, hey, you might not know this, but that has X or that is, look it up real quick, show them, help that dog out. They don't have a voice and they will eat anything.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
Holidays, lots going on.
Yes.
Pack up the medications, pack up the foods, keep the plants high as well.
Yep. Enjoy your holidays too. I mean, through all this,
if things get,
all this really sad stuff we talked about.
I shouldn't be encouraging lying, but if you get stressed out, you can always say, oh, my dog is not acting right. I have to take it to the vet and just go to Starbucks. Go to Starbucks, sit around for a while. Like,
yeah, you can do that.
The vet said everything's all right.
Yeah.
We're good to go.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. If you need an escape and you want to take your dog with you, that's a way to do it.
Mm-hmm. Definitely a reason to get a dog.
Yes.
I'm just joking, folks. That should not be a reason you get a dog.
Yeah.
But so thank you guys for listening, and we do hope everyone has a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and we will catch you next time.
Happy holidays.